Hello and welcome. I'm Master Lama Rasaji, and this is our Wednesday edition, or as Chen likes to call it, Hump Day of Rasaji Speaks. I hope you're doing well and had a nice beginning to your week. I'm real excited. Today's lesson is going to be called Ascending Spirituality, Connecting with the Divine Essence. Before we get started, don't forget that Sister Lynette is on with the gathering today at 1 o'clock Eastern, and Sister Dawn tonight at 7:30. Soon we'll be having our Saturday gathering once we launch and get to Nashville, which is next week. Real exciting. So ascending. So there's a lot of ways to look at this. We call our tours the ascension tours. The portal of Shiva opened up a 33-year period, but it created a portal vortex into already the ascension of a night and day of Brahm, Indra, Abba, Jehovah, whatever you want to call the Divine Father. So most people agree, the Swamijis, the Lamas of Tibet, the Siddhi Yoga masters, definitely the 18 Siddhas, that we are in ascending mode and have been for over 324 years. This year makes it 325, and it gets a completion. When you add 325 together, that number makes up 10, which is the number of completion. What does that mean, completed? It means that the dark influence or new dark creativity is completely starting to dissipate. Now, what they put into motion can still happen. In other words, what they put into motion from the Kali Yuga, the age of darkness, up until now. But what that does is right now, the ascending energy in relation to the human body is between the second and third chakra. So if I'm thinking about the governing vessel that goes up the spine, that acupuncture physicians like Dr. Jeannie and Dr. Beverly, who are amongst two acupuncturists in our group, they're talking about this. It's that governing or yang energy that's going up the spine. That energy actually comes up, if we understand Iron Shirt Qigong, through the soles of the feet, the UN or kidney point in the ball of the feet, rises up between the bends in the leg, goes to the permeal, and then begins to ascend through the coccyx, the tailbone, into that second and third chakra, which puts between the navel and the solar plex on the conceptual vessel at play. And that is the age of the Christ light. Now, the definition of this age is energy, movement, and communication. So we're in this second gear of ascension. Then lo and behold, if that wasn't enough to cause an acceleration of ascension, portal of Shiva comes in the midst of that and makes things get very interesting, because Shiva brings in judgment, ascension, and transformation. Buddy howdy, for 2 years, our group at COC is one of the most conscious, awoken groups on the planet. Ask them in the comments, do they believe that we're in the Dwapara Yuga, the second age of ascension, have been for 325 years, But also, the portal of Shiva is now 24 months old as of just Monday. So I want you to think about that. That's really, really powerful. So, this concept of ascending, the mother's giving us up to the Father. That's right. The mother is ascending us up with her to the Father. And then the Father shifts the ascending energy, very much like this waterfall behind me, and comes down the front of the body. So the circle of life is this major meridian that goes up the spine, over the top of the head, and down the front. Do you know 13 moon cycles a year that happens? 13 moon cycles. Most people are very unconscious of that, but I remember Master David about his third or fourth year doing the microcosmic orbit, or what we referred to in the Lamasery as the fetus meditation, because that is what begins a fetus in the mother's tummy, that light. Think about it. It's preparing it for the entry of the soul, which happens about halfway through childbirth. Yeah, it's about 4.5. There's the 9 again, right? And then we know it's 9 when it completes, because that's the Divine Mother. I recently saw a post about Egyptian teachings where they classified the number 10 as the masculine number. That is so incorrect. The 10 is a completion number of the cycle. The 6, the number 6, I'm going to share something with you today that most people just don't know metaphysically. But you won't be surprised. Lamaji will do that right from time to time. I'll give you an idea how the dark side works. They claim that the mark of the beast is 666, but that was a dark spin on that number. You know what that number really represents? The mastering of your 6 chakras in your spirit, 1-6, in your mind, another 6, and in your body, another 6. Because then the way the math flows is then it would be 7, 7, 7, which means the completion. The 6 by itself represents the masculine energy, just as the 9 represents the feminine energy. They got that part right. And when you put 6 and 9 together, what do you have? The yin and the yang cycle. So again, they manipulated people into believing that. And there's a reason they did that. They didn't want you to find out metaphysically what your chakras were, what Kundalini was. And also the Taoist statement that Master Rabbi Jesus makes when he says, "Let thy eye be but single, the 6th chakra, and thy whole body should be filled with light." Now, when we do our spinning that Lamaji talks about in Meditating with Rasaji, our second book, we talk about 7 spins for the spirit, 7 spins for the mind, and 7 spins for the body. So the 666 was taking that human being to that highest degree. And the only thing that would take him higher would be the anointment of spirit and the fulfillment of the Kundalini itself. And then they would go 7, 7, 7, you see? So 666 is not any more of the devil than the number 13, which was considered the unlucky number, which actually represents the Christ. And the 666 is as far as man or humanity can get without the anointment of the Christ that takes them to 777. You see, that's the skinny. Doesn't that blow your mind? That was more infiltration of deep state and the dark side manipulating certain passages in the Bible to quit you thinking about Kundalini, sexuality, and to make as many Christians dumb as they could. They were using that to manipulate the idea of any connection to nature, any connection to the Tao, balancing the sexual energy with the spirit, what is referred to in Mandarin Chinese is Shen, sounds like chin, right? Shen. The fusion of a woman's ovarian fluid or the male, right, seminal fluid into the esoteric Tao, which would help do what? What would it do? Lama G, you're talking about divine alchemy, aren't you? And I'm talking about creating the golden body. We're just beginning, brothers and sisters, but we're on this humble path together. And Lama Ji loves you, and he's right there beside you. I'm not in front of you, and I'm not behind you. I'm just walking hand in hand with my brothers and sisters because I came here to be the second comforter and to be your friend. God bless you. Love you much. Baraka Bashai! May the blessings be to you and to your glorious family. Isn't it great to learn the skinny on things? God bless you all. See you really, really soon.